Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another game here at Christie Pitts Park. We are here at Domenico Field getting ready for the Toronto Maple Leafs to take on the first place Kitchener Panthers. Warming up now for the Maple Leafs starting pitcher Pedro Santos. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric Pincella. With me is my color man, Corey Graham. And Corey, we're going to see the first place team in action here against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And couple games scheduled against these guys down the rest of the season. They have 3 more games, including this one, through the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. The last time these two teams played was May 30th because their next scheduled game in between then and now was canceled, and that's going to be rescheduled for, I believe, in about a week's time. But yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup for Toronto, who's lost their last 2. They're playing the first place team, who has dominated a lot of teams this year. But Toronto definitely has their work cut out for them.
Absolutely. We'll see as this game gets underway here. Pedro Santos, the left-hander on the mound for the Maple Leafs. Right now, Santos sitting at a ERA of 4.29 on the season. It's just 17 earned runs, 37 hits given up over 35 2/3 innings. So we'll see how he fares here today against the first place Kitchener Panthers. And getting started here, we have the shortstop, Yorbis Barato, will lead it off for the Kitchener Panthers. Yorbis Barato batting .253 on the year so far. 83 at-bats, he's got 21 hits, 3 doubles, 12 RBIs, and 18 walks. He's a guy who can get on base. And the first pitch of this game is underway, and first pitch strike to from Pedro Santos to Yorbis Barato. 0-1 pitch is low and inside for ball 1. So count even 1-1.
Might be a hard time seeing things at the plate as this game starts. There's a shadow coming right across the field.
Yeah, it's a little uncommon to have an evening game here at Christie Pitts. A lot of them are scheduled afternoon games, typically on Sunday afternoons, but we get a Wednesday night game here as the pitch in from Santos, swing and a miss there. That puts the count at 2-2. Maple Leafs are coming off a loss yesterday against the Hamilton Cardinals, a 6-0 loss in Hamilton. Looking for a better result here. That's a deep left field drive, and that one is just foul. He got all of that, did Barato, but it just went foul along the left field line. So they'll step back into the box here. Another 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. Barato will reach the first batter of the game, also the first base runner of the game for the Kitchener Panthers. Single up the middle along the shortstop side, and that'll bring up Mike Andrulis, the second baseman.
That's a good at-bat to start the game. It's a good at-bat to start the game, and a hard hit ball right up the middle. Even the one that went foul right before that, Eric.
Yeah, good at-bat there from Barato, and now we'll see what Andrulis can do to bring him around the bases. That one's low. Barato made a jump for second, but then turned back. Good stop there by Reeves to keep it from going to the backstop.
And Andrulis is hitting .264 on the year with 1 home run and 14 RBIs. He's appeared in 14 games so far for Kitchener.
Pickoff play there. He gets back in to first base safely as Barato. And we're seeing right off the bat, Corey, why this Kitchener Panthers team is in first place. They're sitting at a record of 16-7. They just finished up a 3-game series, actually, with the Guelph Royals. They won 2 out of 3 in that series. And they won both their games convincing fashion.
It's a good team on the opposite side today.
There's the pitch, and that's grounder over to second. Might be 2, over to Hornestash. And over to first base is to Takamatsu, and there's the double play. So the Maple Leafs erase that single there from Barato, getting Andrulis to ground into the double play. That'll bring up the IBL home run leader, Tanner Nivens.
The tailor-made double play there, but I have to mention the good defense there from Tamani. High bounce as it got basically 5 feet in front of him. He's still able to corral it to turn the double play.
There's a first pitch strike from De Los Santos. As mentioned, Tanner Nivens leading the IBL in home runs. He's got 9 on the year, so it's good to have him up with nobody on base here. Here's the pitch from De Los Santos. Grounder up the middle. That's a base hit in the exact same spot that Barado put it. So Nivens is aboard. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Mike Gardner.
You mentioned there about Nivens having 9 home runs. On Toronto's side, they have the next guy in Justin Mara, who's hit 8. He's not playing in this game, and all the Maras have been out for 3 games now.
They've been away from the team. They're also missing Jonathan Salazzo. He's been injured for a few games now. Hope to have them all back very soon. First pitch strike to Mike Gardner.
Nivens, the center fielder, also has quite a bit of speed, so watch him at first base.
Here's the pitch. That one's outside. Count goes to 1-1. Mike Gardner, the catcher, leading his team with a .391 batting average. In 87 at-bats, he's got 34 hits, 2 home runs, 18 RBI. Another guy that the Maple Leafs will have to watch out for. Just looking at these stats, you can tell why Kitchener's in first place. We've got some big hitters on this squad. Here's the pitch from De Los Santos, taken for a strike.
And as you mentioned that, Eric, we're in the most dangerous part of the lineup right now, so this is where they're going to have damage done. Fortunately, there isn't any runners in scoring position, and they already have 2 outs, so Toronto's in a very good position.
Runner on first, 2 out. Stretch, here's the pitch. Grounder, it's going to go over and down for a base hit into left field. Nivens will go to second. It's a base hit for Mike Gardner. He rises that average up once again.
Got a Kitchener first baseman, Brian Burton.
That brings up the first baseman, Brian Burton.
Gardner not trying to do too much with that. Just kind of popped it the other way. Now that's a runner in scoring position. Sorry, Eric. Nivens, as I mentioned before, he's got some speed. He's got 4 stolen bases on the year. My guess, he's not going to go with 2 runners on and 2 out.
There's a strike, first pitch strike from De Los Santos to the first baseman, Brian Burton, who's batting .299 on the year. 26 hits in 87 at-bats. He's also got 17 RBI and 5 home runs. So he's another guy who can get over the fence in a hurry. There's another strike. So the count's at 0-2. De Los Santos is going to try to finish him off early here. Get out of this inning. 0-2 pitch on the way. That's in the dirt. Good stop by Reeves. Keeps the runners from moving up. So that double play paying big dividends here. Everybody else has reached.
That one's popped to right field, coming in, and that one's going to drop. Nivens coming in from third. He's going to score. There's a play at the plate. He's called safe. Now runners at first and second, and Kitchener's on the board.
So an RBI single there for Brian Burton. You mentioned it. Nivens comes around to score, and it's an early 1-0 lead for the Kitchener Panthers. Gardner stops at second there.
Third baseman, Mike Glinka.
So here comes the third baseman, Mike Glinka, with 2 runners on and 2 out. And all this with 2 outs. So 4 singles in this inning. Honestly, Corey, the Maple Leafs are fortunate it's only 1-0.
Yeah, definitely. And they're not out of the woods yet. Glinka hitting in the 6th spot. He's hitting .253 on the year with 7 RBIs. And he's got a runner in scoring position.
Pitch from De Los Santos. And that's low. Count is 1-1. One pitch. And that's lined to right field, but barely moving is the right fielder there. Making the catch is Marcus Knecht. And the Maple Leafs are out of it. So they give up four singles, but only give up 1 run. So they go into the bottom of the first, down 1-0. Time to play catch up early. It's going to be Tamani Hornestat and Marcus Knecht due up.
Pause?
Yeah. Nice. Good one.
Isn't that good?
That's good.
Yeah.
So getting set for the bottom of the first inning here. Second baseman
Leading off for
Grant
Toronto,
Tamani
second baseman Grant Tamani.
leading off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Starting for the Kitchener Panthers tonight is Jander Martinez, the right-hander. Jander Martinez is making his 7th start of the season for the Kitchener Panthers. First pitch strike to Grant Tamani. Pitched 35 2/3 innings, given up 40 hits, only 20 earned runs on the year. 8 walks, 25 strikeouts, a 3-1 record, and an ERA of 5.04. There's a grounder to the shortstop, and making the play and throwing it over there is the shortstop, Yorbis Parado. So Grant Tamani retired early, and that'll bring up Aaron Hornestad, the shortstop for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Nobody for Toronto, shortstop Aaron Onasta.
First pitch to Hornestad is called for a strike.
This is only the 7th game we're seeing Hornasta in, so we haven't seen too much of him this season. He's shown some great defense at shortstop, but at the plate, just hitting 154 so far.
He made his debut with the Maple Leafs on July 1st, the Canada Day game against the Hamilton Cardinals. Still looking to find his groove offensively.
The shadows I mentioned in the first inning are starting to disappear, but it's really tough to see the ball coming in from the mound when it's coming from the sun and coming into the shadows. So Hornestad is still getting a little bit of that right now, but it was a little bit worse in the top half of the first inning.
Yeah, batters hate playing in these kind of conditions, Corey. Pitchers love it, though. It gives them a whole new kind of deception to work with as they pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner there from Martinez. So pitch for Martinez here on the way to Hornestad. That's in the dirt. That's ball 4, so Hornestad reaches. On the walk, and that'll bring up Marcus Connect.
Nobody for Toronto, right fielder Marcus Connect.
So Connect comes to the plate. He's batting just .212 on the year, but he does have 5 home runs. 18 hits on 85 at-bats. But he's lately started to come into a bit of a groove here, Corey. We've seen some hard hit balls from him. He's got a couple home runs in the last few games here at Christie Pitts. So certainly looking to be heading in the right direction as Marcus Connect. Batting in this 3 spot has really helped him.
Not to mention he's also got 18 RBIs to go along with those 18 hits. former Blue Jays prospect.
Swing and a miss there.
Playing out in right field today.
It's a really nice evening here at Christie Pitts Park. A lot of fans have come out to watch Maple Leafs take on this first place Kitchener Panthers team. Here's a pitch on the way. It's a grounder that's going to go foul down the third baseline. As mentioned, the Kitchener Panthers just had a 3-game set with the Guelph Royals. They won 2 of those games by a score of 7-1 and 10-4. They lost the middle game of that series by a score of 3-2.
The last time these two teams faced, as I mentioned before, was May 30th. Kitchener came out on top 11-8.
So Maple Leafs hoping for a better fade here. That's taken outside by Marcus Connect.
Still a high-scoring game. Toronto would take that many runs in any game.
Absolutely, that's usually enough to get the job done, but as you mentioned, this is a high-powered Kitchener offense, and they answered the call that day. That pitch is outside. Count is 3-1. So Martinez in danger of walking his second straight batter here. Mike Reeves on deck for the Maple Leafs.
Wind blowing a little bit in towards home plate, so if there's something in the air, it may keep the ball from reaching its destination.
And strike 3 called. I think I had the count wrong there.
It was a late call as well, Eric.
A late strike 3 call there on Marcus Connect, so he's
Now
down
batting
on
call,
strike. So
catcher
now
Mike
with 2
Reeves.
out, here comes Mike Reeves. Still a runner on first. First pitch for Martinez to Mike Reeves is taken for a strike.
Reeves, the catcher, hitting an even 300 to start the game today.
With 17 RBI as well. 18 walks. A guy who can get on base and can drive in the runs when they're there. There's a grounder to the first baseman. Taking it and stepping on the bag is the first baseman, Brian Burton, and that will do it for the Maple Leafs. So they strand a runner, and they go into the top of the second, down 1-0. Kitchener Panthers are due back up when we return.
We're back here for the top of the second at Christie Pitts in Toronto. Up to start the inning is Zach Johnson for Kitchener. He's in the 7th spot. There was 4 singles in the first inning off Santos. He's looking to rebound. Here's the first pitch. Johnson swinging. It fell straight back, not far off that ball.
Zach Johnson coming in, Corey, batting .250 in his just 20 at-bats so far this season. He's only played in 5 games. This will be his 6th, so relative newcomer appears for the Kitchener Panthers. Does have 5 hits on the year and does have a home run as well. So a small sample size. Don't really have much to judge Johnson on.
Johnson's playing left field today. Count is 2-1.
How about this, Corey? In 5 games, he has 5 RBIs. So he's a guy who has brought in the runs when he's been called upon.
The 2-1. That one's smacked into center field. That's another single. 5 given up by Los Santos so far, and Johnson reached first base.
Nice solid contact there from Zach Johnson. That's what you want to see from Kitchener if you're a Panthers fan. Want to get these innings started with some good contact and go from there.
Yeah, you were mentioning before the RBIs he's driven in. Everybody in this lineup is a threat at the plate, and Toronto has to be careful. So a runner on, no outs. Now at the plate, Zarly Cena, the DH.
Zarly Cena batting just 182 on the season so far. And this is 11th game at 33 at-bats. He's got just 6 hits for the Panthers. So this might be one of those guys that you're the Maple Leafs, you want to take advantage of with him in the order.
He takes that pitch for a 1-1 count. A runner on first base. Los Santos comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's taken for strike 2, 1-2.
So this is where you want to put guys like this away for Los Santos. Don't waste too many pitches. Don't get too cute with them. Just sit him down and move on to the next guy. You already got a runner on. You want to limit the damage as much as possible.
And there's a foul off by Siena. He stays alive, and Los Santos starting to throw a lot of strikes, and that can be a recipe for success.
And meanwhile, if you're Zarly Cena, you're low in the batting order. If you can just get Los Santos to work a little bit, throw a lot of pitches to you, even if you don't get on base, as long as you made him work, that's a victory for the Panthers.
And there's a strikeout, the first for Los Santos on the day. That's 1 out and a runner on first.
So good out there for Los Santos. Didn't need too many pitches to put him away. Brings up the number 9 hitter.
Leader, the right fielder, into the box, and the first pitch from Los Santos. That one's fouled off, but hard down the right field line. It's a hard 1 count.
Hard hit ball. Looked like it hit a fan almost over there. Everyone appears to be okay. Hard hit ball from Leader. He's batting .214 on the year, 15 hits on the season, also 11 RBI, and 2 home runs. So another guy that you might have to watch for in the power department.
Playing Leader straight up. Pitch, that one's fouled off now at the left field line. He's gone both sides of the diamond. An 0-2 count. Let's see if he can straighten one out.
Well, at the very least, he's giving fans a lot of souvenirs here, Corey. Except they don't get to keep the balls.
Yeah, that one comes back into the field. We got the runners here at Christie Pitts, shanking those balls and bringing them back in.
Doing a good job as always.
The 0-2 pitch, that one's blocked. Kept out in front of Reeves.
Reeves made a couple of big stops in this game already, Corey. We saw as well on Sunday a couple big stops for him against Brantford as well. Tried to limit the damage that the Red Sox were putting on them as much as possible, but when guys are hitting 3 home runs in a game, it's hard to keep up with anybody.
That one's down the left field again. That's foul. Just staying alive right now is Leader. Los Santos also appeared in that game against Brantford in late relief.
Los Santos lately has been a big workhorse for this Toronto Maple Leafs staff. He started a couple games. He's appeared in relief in a few games as well. He's been a jack of all trades for this rotation.
The lefty trying to get the punch out here, but fouling off again is Leader. And we're still in a 1-2 count. Coming set, The 1-2 pitch, that's outside. 2-2.
Well, De Los Santos, you don't want to throw too many pitches away when you're dealing with the number 9 hitter here. You want to get this guy out as quickly as you can, but credit to Leaders making him work. He's hit a couple of line drive foul balls as well. Really not a guy you can take lightly in this Panthers lineup.
Still a threat. As you mentioned, Eric, he's hit 2 home runs this season. Fouls off another one. Doesn't appear to be wearing batting gloves either. Going the old Evan Gaddis style.
I was going to say the old Vladimir Guerrero approach.
Vladimir Guerrero. I think Vlad Guerrero is a little bit better than Evan Gaddis, but
to each their own.
And there finally is a swing and miss. Gets the hard-earned strikeout.
But again, if you're the Panthers, you can't be too upset about that. He's a number 9 hitter. He at least made the pitcher work for it. Made him throw a lot of pitches there.
That gives De Los Santos 2 strikeouts on the inning. Still a runner at first base, and now he gets to the top of the order, Baroto, up at the plate. First pitch isn't corralled by Reeves. Moving up to second base is Johnson. Now we got a runner in scoring position.
Oh, he said Reeves had made a couple of big stops in front of the plate. He can't get enough of that one to keep it close enough to him, and Zach Johnson takes advantage. Now we got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
That one's low again. 2-0.
Now the Panthers a really good opportunity. The top of the order here. Now a runner's in scoring position. And Zach Johnson, if he can hurry, can score on a base hit here.
That one's high. Bit of a hole here now for the Toronto Maple Leafs pitcher. It's a 3-0 count. That one's called a strike, so he pulls one back.
Well, back in the first inning, Baroto reached on a base hit. It was a race on a double play, and he's going to reach here as well.
That walk is the first issued by De Los Santos this game.
Batting for Kitchener, second baseman Mike Andrulis.
Took the 10th batter to do that. Now facing his 11th, it's going to be the hitter in the 2-hole, Mike Andrulis.
Andrulis grounded into the double play in the first inning. And De Los Santos going to try to get him out here to get out of the second inning now.
Starts it off well with a strike.
Andrulis was taking a 264 average into this game, Corey, and another guy who's shown up when it mattered. 14 RBIs on the season so far, looking to add maybe a couple more here.
That ball's fouled off all the way to the street level here at Christie Pitts, which is way up the hill. If you've been out here to see any Toronto Maple Leaf games.
At Christie Pitts, it is always park at your own risk, Corey.
Didn't sound like it hit a car that time, but there's always a risk of it when it flies out. With 2 strikes, that one is fouled off but not held on to by Reeves, so still alive is Andrulis.
And De Los Santos looks like he thinks it's strike 3. He's walking off the mound, but it actually looks like it may have gotten a bit of the umpire there.
The umpire is coming to convene. We're going to see here, De Los Santos is walking off the mound. He thinks that's a strikeout.
He's confident that Andrulis didn't get a piece of that one. The umpires are going to talk this one over here.
So far this inning, we've got 1 hit, a walk, 2 runners on, and 2 strikeouts for De Los Santos.
He thinks he just struck out the side.
Everybody returning to position here, so the umpires deciding that it was not held on to, or whatever they were deciding there. I believe that's what they were convening for, but
yeah, I guess the ruling is that he got a piece of it. Reeves didn't hang on to the ball, so we continue this at bat. De Los Santos didn't like it, but I think you saw the umpire motioning to De Los Santos said, at the end of the day, it's my call. So Dilo Santos going to have to get another strike here.
In Ontario?
And I'm just like, get rid of us.
Pitch. That's in play to the shortstop. He'll go the short way to second to get the third out of the inning, and Dilo Santos gets out of it. No runs scored, 1 hit, 1 walk given up, and 2 strikeouts for the Toronto Maple Leafs pitcher. That's going to end the inning. Kitchener still up 1-0. We're back here in the bottom of the second inning. Takamatsu up for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Getting started right away. Here's the pitch. He grounds that to shortstop. A high bounce on to first, and he is retired to start the inning.
1 pitch, 1 out for the Panthers. Good play there by the shortstop, Yorbis Parado. High bounce there, but he stays with it. This field is a little notorious around the IBL, Corey. There's some high bounces in the outfield that dirt can really cause problems for the infielders. But good play there from Parado.
As you can see, the light-colored infield, it's almost like gravel. As soon as the ball hits it off the grass, it usually delivers a high bounce. First pitch to the second batter, Zach Orchard, the third baseman. It's a strike.
Zach Orchard hit a home run in Sunday's game against the Brantford Red Sox. Comes into this one batting .226, 12 hits on the season. Just 2 home runs, 9 RBI.
As you mentioned, one of them coming on Sunday. Ground ball to short again. Corralled onto first base, and the second batter is retired. 2 in a row.
Both hit to the shortstop. That was a much easier play that time for Barado. No funny bounces there. Makes the quick throw over to get Orchard.
Toronto not making Martinez throw many pitches right now, and that's actually now 4 batters retired in a row. Now up DH Damon Toppoli. Let's see if he can draw a few more pitches as he takes the first strike. Good thing for Martinez, he's throwing a lot of strikes, and it's forcing Toronto to either swing or take him. It's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of control issues from a lot of other pitchers in the games we've covered so far, Corey, and not the case right now with Jander Martinez. He's been looking very in command here.
Hit hard to shortstop again. Nice play. Has to be picked at first base, and it is. 3 batters retired in a row in the bottom of the second, and what an inning there for Martinez and for the shortstop, Baroto.
Yeah, Yorbis Parado, a few great plays there, and a good stop from the first baseman there, Brian Burton. We'll head over to the top of the third inning. Kitchener still up 1-0. We'll start the top of the third off here. Kitchener Panthers leading this one 1-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. The center fielder Tanner Nivens leading off here against Pedro de los Santos. First pitch of the inning, taken for a strike by Tanner Nivens. We mentioned it already, Corey. Tanner Nivens leading the IBL in home runs. He's got 9 heading into this one. That's 1 ahead of Justin Mara of the Maple Leafs. That's high for ball 1.
Yeah, the Panthers definitely happy to have this guy in center field. Looking at his stats, he's been in the IBL since 2013. This year he's hitting about 280, which is a little under his average because he's hit over at least 330 every year, but he's hitting for a little bit more power this year.
There's a pitch from De Los Santos. That's fouled off. Yeah, average a little bit low, Corey, but when you're hitting 9 home runs and leading the league, I'm sure the Kitchener Panthers will take it.
Even then, a 280 average is still very healthy.
And very respectable. No question about it. 20 hits on the season. And you can make it 21 after that hit in the first inning that he had. He reached on a base hit. He came around to score. So he scored the only run of this game so far. And he'll look to add to it here. Here's the pitch. And that is taken low for ball 4. So Nivens is on base for the second time in this game. It's going to bring up the catcher, Mike Gardner.
Again, Nivens with 4 stolen bases on the year, so he's got some speed as well.
Catcher, Mike Gardner.
Kind of a 5-tool player for the Panthers.
Yeah, he can hurt in a lot of ways. And here comes Mike Gardner, batting almost 400 on the season for the Kitchener Panthers. That leads the league in batting average. So they have the home run leader and the batting average leader. But oddly enough, today they have the batting average leader batting behind the home run leader.
You know, they're the first place team in the league for a reason. They know what they're doing, and they know how to get things done. Gardner fouls that one off straight back.
Yeah, I wouldn't question the manager or anything that any of the decisions he's making. He's been hitting all the right chords for this team so far this season.
Gardner, one of the 4 players to hit a single in the first inning off De Los Santos.
There's a liner, base hit into right field. It's going to be played by Connect. He'll get it in. Stopping at second is Nivens, and Gardner has his second base hit of the evening.
No out. Runners on first and second. And up to the plate now is Brian Burton, who already has an RBI in this game. He drove in Nivens in the first inning.
Batting for Kitchener, first baseman Brian Burton.
So Burton will step up, average just over 300. First pitch from De Los Santos. That's line, base hit down the left field line. And Nivens is going to stop at third. So that's going to load the bases with nobody out. And the Panthers are rolling along here in the top of the third inning.
Luckily, that ball was hit hard enough to get to the left fielder to prevent Nivens from coming home, or else Burton would have had another RBI.
Yeah, it was hit so hard to the left fielder that Harrington was able to get it in quickly. Nivens had to hold it third, but that will load the bases for Mike Glinka. He flew out to right field in his first at-bat in the first inning. Here's the first pitch from De Los Santos. That's outside for ball 1.
De Los Santos hoping for something on the ground here so that they can prevent a run from coming in.
Glinka coming into this one batting .253 on the year. He's got 19 hits on the season, 7 RBI. Has a golden chance to add to that RBI total here. Grounded foul.
2-1 count.
De Los Santos needed that one with the count at 2-0. He fouls that one off. 2-1 pitch here from De Los Santos. Grounder to first, played by Takamatsu. He's going to go to first, but that's going to score a run. So an RBI ground out there for Mike Glinka. Nivens comes in to score. And it's 2-0 Kitchener. Now the runners are at second and third with 1 out.
That was a hard hit ball. Tough to corral by Takamatsu. You kind of hope that you were going to get a double play out of that at least, but only the one out. So now we got 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out and Zach Johnson at the plate.
So Maple Leafs not even close to out of it yet. Second and third, 1 out. Swing and a miss there from Zach Johnson. Johnson led off the second inning with a line drive base hit. Made solid contact on that one. As we mentioned, we have a small sample size of Zach Johnson. This is now his 22nd at bat. There's a fly ball. It's going to be playable to right field. Coming in is Marcus Connect. He's going to make the catch, tagging at third base. Here's the throw, and he will stop and right at third base as Mike Gardner. A really strong throw there from Marcus Connect. It was just a little bit too shallow, I think, for Gardner to have a realistic shot at tagging up and scoring there. So he wisely holds up, and that will bring up Zarly Cena.
He's the DH today for Kitchener. And a good relay there by the Maple Leafs, preventing that run from coming, but I don't think it would have got home anyways. As you mentioned, Eric, it was pretty shallow in right field.
A little too shallow to score the run. So second and third, 2 out. Cena at the plate. There's a grounder to shortstop. Hornestadt's going to take it. He'll throw it over to first. A little double clutch there, but he's over to make the play in time, and the Maple Leafs get out of it with no further damage. But Nivens comes in to score again, and the Kitchener Panthers now lead at 2-0. Maple Leafs due up in the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning getting underway here at Christie Pitts Park. Toronto Maple Leafs trailing the Kitchener Panthers 2-0 here. Tanner Nivens has scored both runs for the Kitchener Panthers. It'll be Greg Carrington, Connor Lewis, and Grant Tamani due up for the Maple Leafs here. Carrington stepping in for his first at-bat of the evening. Carrington batting .277 on the season. Got 13 hits on the campaign.
Martinez started that off with a ball. Sorry, Eric, but he's been extremely efficient in this game so far. Hasn't allowed a hit, only one base runner, and thrown a lot of strikes.
Count goes to 2-0 now on Greg Carrington. Carrington's a guy you want to keep off the base paths as well if you're the Kitchener Panthers. He's got 5 stolen bases on the year. Here's the pitch for Martinez. That's taken on the outside corner for a strike. That puts the count at 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Greg Carrington. That's taken for strike 2. That evens the count at 2-2. So Martinez settling down after those first 2 balls. And look to finish him off here. Here's the 2-2. That's outside for ball 3. Count is full at 3-2. So Carrington, near the bottom of the order here for the Maple Leafs. Certainly want to get something started for that top of the order. See if they can get you in, if you can get on base here. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Martinez, and that's takes the high pitch, swung over to shortstop and thrown over to first for the out. That's Barado with the out there. That's now 4 straight balls hit at Parado that he has fielded no problem.
Yeah, he's had a busy game. He also had one in the first inning as well, so he's had to field 5 of 8 total batters so far. Keeping busy there at shortstop, one of the busiest positions on the field. He's got to expect it, but he's been great so far.
So the center fielder, Connor Lewis, batting 9th for the Maple Leafs today. He gets the first pitch high and inside for ball 1. Connor Lewis batting .302 coming into this night with 16 hits on the season. There's a pitch from Martinez. It's taken away for ball 2.
This is the first inning we've really seen Martinez throwing a lot of balls to start off the at-bats. And oddly enough, we're down at the bottom of the order. Connor Lewis, the 9th hitter.
2-0 pitch to Connor Lewis. Grounder to third. It's going to be played on a hop, thrown over. Nice play there by Mike Glinka at third base for the Kitchener Panthers. Lewis is retired. 2 quick outs here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Grant Tamani.
So finally, after 4 in a row to shortstop, one gets hit to third base and somebody else on the field other than Burton having to field the ball.
Now batting for Toronto, second baseman Grant Tamani.
But the same result as Glinka makes the throw over to first base to record the out. 2 outs now. Here's Tamani. Off-speed pitch for strike there from Martinez. Martinez has pretty much been in command for the entire game so far, Corey. Hasn't allowed a hit yet. There's a line drive there from Tamani, having to come over, but it's hit right to the left fielder, Zach Johnson. He makes the over-the-shoulder catch, and Tamani's retired. So that does it for the Maple Leafs. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Panthers there. Panthers do back up in the top of the 4th. Corey will have the call for you.
And they've got 7 hits so far in the game. A lot of them singles. Santos also given up just only 1 walk in 3 innings of work so far.